Just going to wait a couple of seconds. There we go, we've got connection. Hi, this is Teresa, this is our Authentic Me community, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today I've got the beautiful Faye Hunt with me, and I'll let her tell you what it is that she does and what she... Hey.
Hello everyone, yes, I'm Faye Hunt, and I work with a health and wellness company, so it's my job really to help people look better and feel better, and I've been doing it for about 4.5 years. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a while, I think.
Yeah, and this is the tough one that I always ask everyone, to describe yourself in 3 words, but this wasn't as hard.
No, this sounds really bad, but I actually don't find this very hard. What I did find hard was finding the 3 words, because I was saying to Teresa that I think we are so many different things, and to try and sort of put yourself into 3 words is really, really difficult. But I suppose the three words that I would use are passionate, kind, and sensitive. Cool. So they're probably 3 key words, I think, that kind of dominate my personality and drive me quite a lot.
Which leads to our next question: what is it that you're passionate about? And I think
I'm passionate about lots of things, everything, in fact.
Life in general.
My 2. I've got 3 children, but my 2 daughters, they always laugh, because they're like, "Mum, you just get so passionate about everything." And they're always telling me to calm down, and
that's against the other way, reverse the role person.
I'm really not a calm person, really. I'm steady, and I
that
flow,
energy though. I love that energy.
But I'm really passionate about everything, and one of the things I'm really passionate about is helping people, which is brilliant, because that's what I need for my job. And another thing I'm passionate about is, which I really kind of got into in the last year, 2 years maybe, is really empowering and helping other females. It's become, I think, when you have that children connection. And I've got 2 girls, and the way the world is, and the way I felt in the last couple of years, it's really kind of something in me that really, really wants to drive and inspire and help and motivate other women, and connecting with other like-minded women. Hence we're here today.
And well, we met with the Wonder Woman Network, which is
the wonderful Wonder Woman Network.
I know.
Thanks, Liz.
I know. But that's what it does, and I think because like-minded people.
Yeah.
And so, what led you to do what you are doing? Oh, hang on, I've got one more question here. This one. What would you say friends and family say is your gift, which we've been saying about? What is it people compliment you on, or they say, "Oh, I love that about you, Faye"? I mean, it's that you.
Well, I asked a few family and friends about this, and one of the things that people were saying was that I'm really determined, and that I never give up on anything. So I will keep going and keep going and keep going, and I won't give up. I won't give up on anything. And a lot of people say that I'm really kind, and I've had so many. I've set up a group for women, because it became quite a big thing. People were tagging me in inspirational posts, and my whole vibe of wanting to empower and support and encourage and motivate, and the whole kindness thing became quite a big thing, and people were tagging me in stuff, and I was sharing posts, but I didn't want to share them all the time on my personal page on Facebook. So I thought, right, I know there's a wonderful group and a community of women that would love what I'm doing. So I set up a group, La Force Feminine,
which is great. It's on Facebook.
It's on Facebook. So if you want to join it, you feel free to join it if that's your thing. It's
inspiring. It's lovely. I love reading that, and it because it pops up on your phone, which is hence why I do this when we're doing the 30-second challenge. I was trying to say to people, it doesn't matter if you do it while we're doing it. It's just a reminder to remind you, or to read something like that, and so you think, oh, that pops up. Then
it's uplifting and inspiring, and literally from the day that I set it up, people were sharing stuff on there and commenting and encouraging each other, and I loved it. And it's like a proper community now. I don't really know where it's going or what I'm going to do with it. I feel like I should do something with it, so we'll see where it goes. But even if it's just what it is now, it's such a lovely thing. And I have lovely messages from females all the time, just saying, Faye, because sometimes you wonder whether you're coming across in the right way, if the vibe that you're giving off is being recognised for what it is and being genuine and stuff like that, and and that's really important to me. And I get lovely messages from lots of people saying, keep doing what you're doing, and that I've made them feel better in some way. And so that, do you know what, if I've done that, if I've lifted somebody and helped them and encouraged them, made them feel a bit more confident, then I feel like I'm doing okay.
The reason I asked that question is because also I think it's good for us to know what it is we're grateful for about ourselves, and sometimes that people find that hard to list. I listed positive aspects about other things, and that's something that is really nice because you get that feedback.
It's really nice to hear.
So I don't want to say what led you to do what it is you're doing.
So business-wise, so what's led me to do that? It's a bit of a story behind it, so bear
probably
with
connects
me.
with our following question, which is to get where you are at the moment, what has been your biggest challenge and how did you get over it? They're kind of in a sense.
So my children have a genetic health disorder, and it predominantly affects their gut and their bowel. So before I started my business, the children were on a cocktail of medications. My eldest daughter was in and out of hospital all the time. She had numerous operations and procedures. They were all on a cocktail of medications, which wasn't very nice. 2 different antihistamines, a steroid, lots and lots of medications. They used to go to bed with hot water bottles on their tummies, ice packs on their bottoms. If I did get Holly to school, quite often at 11 o'clock I'd get a phone call to come and pick her up. So her attendance at school was like 47%, so we were actually looking at homeschooling the children because it was just hassle, and life was just really, really stressful. So anyway, a couple of friends of mine actually suggested this Aloevera drinking gel to me, and to be honest, I was like, plant juice, really? What's as if that's going to do anything that all these fancy medications can. And bearing in mind we were under the top professor at Great Ormond Street, I was really not expecting great things. So anyway, we tried this plant juice and we noticed a marked improvement within 2 weeks. And we've tried lots of different things, holistic treatments and so on, and nothing had really worked, or we had immediate effects but then nothing afterwards. So cut a long story short, her attendance after the rest of that school term had gone up to 91%. Come the end of the academic year, her attendance was 100%. After 6 months, we'd halved the medications, and after a year, we'd completely come off the medications.
Which is amazing.
It's truly amazing.
Any of you out there on your own wellness journey, maybe to look into.
And we haven't been back to the Great Ormond Street since she had her first shot of aloe.
That is a really amazing story. I love it.
And we had an open door policy. She was that poorly that we could ring the professor and we could get to see him within 48 hours,
which is really uncommon.
Really uncommon. So we're in a really good place.
Big turnaround.
Massive turnaround. So then I joined the business because being quite smart, I could get the products cheaper. So I thought I'd join the business just to get the products cheaper, and then being a bit of a savvy businesswoman, I thought, you know what, I could see the business opportunity behind it. I could see that my friend who was doing the business was just doing really, really well, and she was working from home. And I thought, because the children hadn't been well, I hadn't been able to go back to work, so it hadn't even crossed my mind. But I thought, oh my goodness, there's a business here that I can run. I can stay at home and look after them. I can get the products cheaper for them, and I can perhaps earn some money myself too. And that was really exciting for me. So that's what I did. I just got stuck in and got going.
Well, the next question was, what's your biggest influence?
My biggest influence,
or who or what?
I don't really have a single biggest influence. I know lots of people say, obviously my mum and my nana are, quite forces to be reckoned with. So they've always made me feel empowered.
I think it's important. The people that I've met have all sort of had strong women. So it's important for me to be a strong woman to be that same example that I have.
And I think just in a different way. I think I find it hard to sort of pinpoint one person and say, oh, this or this or this. Even like amazing people like Abraham Hicks. But I find it hard to choose just one person because
there's lots.
And there are things maybe that I would do differently or whatever, but that's okay, isn't it? Because we're all different. But and my children, I want to be, so switching it round, I want to be a positive influence to them. They may not at the moment feel that way, because my girls are 12 and 13 and they think I'm completely bonkers, and they are a little bit embarrassed, but I think that's just their age, I'm hoping anyway. It's not really me. It's not me.
I think that they go through that with their teens.
And they're
coming into their own.
Yeah.
So that's naturally they're going to want to have a little bit.
And they're a little bit different to me, so they would probably be a bit more like their dad, who's quite calm, and he's quite a quiet person by nature, very private, whereas I'm quite open and I'm expressive, and I'm not afraid to put it out there. But I hope I'm teaching them to be courageous and to be themselves.
Yeah, and like we were saying about authentic, also you're teaching them that actually it's okay to be like this, but it's also okay to be like that as well. Both are okay.
Yeah, no judgment.
No judgment.
That's a massive thing in our house as well, because obviously we're different personalities, and what judgy things and judgy people and judgment in general, it's kind of one of the things that does rattle my cage a little bit. There's not many things that really kind of make me cross, but it's okay for us all to be different. It's okay for us, whatever we want to do, whether we agree with it or not, as long as we're being kind and not hurting others, then just let people be. And I hope that I can teach them that it's okay to be.
That's very good. So, and what's the first thing you do when you wake up, if we say, and maybe link this into what are the 5 things you do for your wellness?
Okay. So the first thing I do, because Miller quite likes to, my youngest son, he quite likes to sleep with his mama.
I think it's been I co-slept for many years.
So whatever.
I think big benefits.
Yeah. So the first thing he does in the morning is he's already attached to me, but the first thing he does is tell me that he loves me, and says some lovely things. Yeah, he says the most beautiful things. He's going to be like the most romantic man ever when he's grown up, and hopefully he never leaves his mummy, but he will. The first thing he does is say that he loves me. So the first thing I do is hug him and say that I love him. Usually.
What a wonderful way.
Yeah, it's a great way to start the day.
That moment, first thing in the morning, is a really good.
And feel loved. I think that's all any of us want, really, isn't it? So that's the first thing I do. But we have a busy morning in our house, because obviously there's lots of us there. But throughout the morning I do try to think of 3 things that I'm grateful for, and I try to do that before bed as well. I'd like to say that I meditate and all that malarkey in the morning, but I don't, to be honest. I have started to try and do that, because I find it really hard to chill. So I have started to try and do that before I go to sleep. But in the morning what I'll do is, when I'm doing my makeup or hair and stuff like that, when I'm getting ready in the morning, is I have YouTube, and I'll find maybe a 10-minute something uplifting and inspiring. So at the moment it's quite often it's Abraham Hicks. Hinks is good too. I try and listen to those in the morning, and it doesn't have to be, cause I think people think you've got to do like an hour this or an hour that. It doesn't have to be that, but if you can start your day that way, doing those things, then that's a really good thing.
I think that's also important to note, and what Fayes is saying, especially at this time, like in the holidays, when everyone's routine, kind of especially us mums, goes out of the window. I have set things I do, and I try and do those things in the morning, but you don't always get the chance to do that. It's doing what you can and doing it throughout the day, not worrying too much if you can't, and not like, I didn't journal today, or I haven't done that. Just do it either, and if I don't do it in the morning, I'll do the same. I'll do it before I go to bed, or if I have a moment through the day, I'll take a wellness break and maybe meditate for a little bit longer. So those doing what helps you. Or the wind. I love that. It's really lovely here. It's cool when we're in the shade.
And also knowing that, you're trying to develop these really good habits, but also, like you say, don't beat yourself up if it doesn't pan out, and don't try and do everything. So you may not do the meditating, you may not do the journaling, you may not do the grateful thing, but you may do other things.
You may sort of do.
If you're doing something, then you'll find when you get into those habits, if you don't do them, you really miss it, don't you?
Definitely.
So there are lots of things,
and it starts to then become part of what you do, like brushing your teeth, I think.
It's natural for me now. When I sit down to do my hair and makeup, it's natural to me to go to YouTube and press play. And
My habit. It's part of my get up habit. And lots of people say about the water. I've been trying to introduce that, and I'm drinking the water. But it's helpful to know these things. But we're not saying to you, if you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed anyway, you don't want to be adding all these things. It's fitting it into how it works, your own routine.
Yeah, definitely.
So I've put, where do you hope to be in 5 years from now?
Oh, we didn't do the
I was saying
the habits.
Habits, yes. So what were your habits?
Yeah. So the habits are so obviously working with Health and Wellness Company.
Yes.
My first thing is a shot of aloe in the morning. So I have to have my shot of aloe in the morning, and I don't have any health issues. Now, lots of people think, well, you don't really need to take supplements, or you don't need to drink Aloevera because I'm really, really healthy. Well, I was really, really healthy too, but I'm much more healthier now. And my skin is better, my hair's better, I feel better on the inside, and that reflects on the outside. So lots of people say about
good, you look good,
the aloe glow and all the rest of it, but it's what's happening on the inside, and it's about keeping yourself healthy as well. It's not like prevention is better than cure. So if you're taking supplements, then you're going to prevent those. You're going to be less likely to have any issues later on. Also, everybody sort of a bit more mindful about what they're eating at the moment, which is amazing. But even if you eat a really, really healthy diet, you don't necessarily get the supplements, or you don't necessarily get the nutrients, thank you, in the right quantities, or the right quality, and they're not maybe carried to where they need to be. So all of our supplements are designed to work in synergy with each other, and also the ingredients within each supplement work in synergy. So that means that when you take one of our supplements, it gets carried and taken and broken down to wherever it is that it's needed. And that's the key, because when you eat foods normally, but you don't have that already set up for you. Your body has to work that out, and sometimes things get in the way.
One of the flow. But also one of the really good things is that you were saying that some supplements people don't really, they're taking different ones. They don't work in conjunction. You can take too many of one and it being bad. Whereas they work together, don't they? Depending on,
and you get the right quantities, like you say. That's really, really important. You're getting the right amount that you need, in the right way. And absorption is key as well. Like most of us don't absorb our nutrients properly. So if you take aloe vera gel, you then are setting up your body to have the perfect base, basically, to have the nutrients, even from the foods that you're taking. I'm not saying you've got to supplement everything, but if you have aloe and then you have your foods, your nutrients are carried and absorbed much more effectively, and that's that's the science behind that.
Oh, it's worth adding that Faye said that you did before, because you came full circle.
As well, my background before I had the children was health and wellness. I was a fitness instructor, personal trainer, sports massage therapist, neuromuscular therapist. I actually got invited to teach at the college where I learnt, so they trained, they paid for my tutor training, and I used to teach anatomy, physiology, myology, exercise physiology, all those different things.
So you've got that background,
and nutrition was part of that. So it became really interesting for me. So again, it's funny how you go full circle and you're kind of drawn back to the things that you're passionate about and that you know maybe you're meant to do. The nutrition was really, really exciting for me, and I'm a geek. I love to know the ins and outs of everything. I love to know
science behind it. So with meditation, I love learning about the brainwaves and why it works. Why does that do that? That's my father's influence on me. Mum's very spiritual, but my father's very methodical, and I think that
well, that's a nice balance then, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, our next was, where would you like to hope to be in 5 years? And we talked about maybe where do you want to be in 5 years, or where do you feel like you've achieved in the last 5 years? Because Faye was saying she's not sure whether she would share.
It's really, really hard. Goal setting has been a terrible thing for me. I've kind of messed around at it, played at it, and I think, I'm happy with where I am, but I think I could have been.
That's a lot of questions people say to me. They say, well, why do I need to do a vision board, or why do I need to set a goal? Because actually I'm quite happy here. I'm like, I don't need to.
I
think that is a good thing.
I am happy here, but I definitely will be happier in 5 years' time, because I do have things I want to achieve. I I don't know whether I want to share them.
That's fine.
But you know, there are things I want to do, and there are things that I want to achieve, and you know, on a personal development thing, and also business wise. But I think it is really important to set goals and have an idea of what you want, because if you don't set goals, you've
got nothing to measure.
And you've got nothing to aim for either.
Yeah.
So you are just going to stay where you are.
Yeah.
And you know, you can be happy where you are.
Yeah.
It's like you know, people say, oh, you know, well, I quite like my job, but you might like your job, but you may not like the commute. You may not like, you know, you might be really happy with your pay, but you may not like the fact that it means you don't get to spend time with your families. You may really, really like your job, but really not like the people that you work with. Yeah. So there's always other things, you know.
It's the balance, isn't it, of everything.
So work-life balance is really, really important, and I think we get way too bogged down with, you know, earning a living without actually having a life.
Yes.
You know, I think it should be the other way round.
Yeah.
And that's the wonderful thing about network marketing, is that it is the other way round.
Yeah.
You know, and you can be really, really successful at it. You can earn really, really good money. You have to work at that. It's not a get rich quick scheme.
Yeah.
It takes time, it takes effort, it takes dedication, it takes commitment, it takes self-discipline, you know, self-belief, all of those things.
And mindset, again, was one of the...
really, really key.
Just want to go over, because in the habits, we didn't go through your habits, but we will go over those for you as one.
You know, and I think if you can find a balance and make that choice, then you know, you're winning. But where do I want to be in 5 years' time? It's really, really hard to pinpoint, but I have lots of things I want to achieve in that time. In the last 5 years, where have I come from? He said. Life was very, very different, because it was really stressful. It was really frustrating. It was really, you know, I wasn't feeling very, very happy, because my children were poorly. They were in pain, and as a mum, not being able to stop that or change that or do anything to help them was really, really, really hard. So to go from a point where we're really stressed all the time to go to a place where we're getting sleep, and you know, I've set up a business, and I'm a businesswoman as well as a mum, and
you're spending time with your family as well.
Yeah, spending time with my family, but you know, I'm successful in my own right, which I think is really important as well. When you have children, you kind of lose yourself a bit for a while, and then if they've got any issues,
that takes over.
Yeah, you kind of, it becomes all encompassing, and it's really, really tricky to remember who you are and that you're important too. And that's something I struggled with. You know, not even, you know, even a few years ago. You know, a few short years ago. In the last year or so, last year or 2 years, I've really kind of thought, well, what do I want? What do I want to achieve? You know,
I think it is about the questions you ask yourself.
I'm like, I'm a person too, and I'm 43, and I, you know, this is my life as well. You know, and I'm way too good at helping everyone else.
Yeah, you need to be able to start with
so,
you to
achieve some personal things would be pretty awesome.
Cool. Okay, and what have you got coming up, or how can people get hold of you?
So coming up, school holidays, and it's a busy time, so I keep my business. I work really hard before the summer, and then, you know, I'm prepared then for the disruption in the summer holidays. So I'm looking forward to working with new people again, kicking off in September for the rest of the year, so that I can achieve some personal goals and business goals for this year. So I'm just looking to carry on doing what I'm doing, help it, because that's the thing as well. It's kind of perfect for me. So I said about, like, I'm really good at helping other people. So people that do want to join the business, they can just they can send me a private message, add me as a friend on Facebook. You'll get a whole sense of who I am, because I'm quite open and out there and honest. I can send all the relevant information. It's a very, very simple process. I think people think you need a big startup cost. There is not a big startup cost. You just buy a small pack, which is heavily discounted. There's no registrations fees. You get free websites. There's no minimum spend per month, like lots of network marketing companies. You have to spend a certain amount each month. It's nothing like that. But you would get the full support from me, which everybody that works with me will tell you that is practically 24/7. And I'm a massive cheerleader and motivator of other people. So that's what I'm good at, you know.
And if someone out there is maybe having problems and they've heard your story and think, oh, maybe that'll work for me, the Aloevera, I really want to, what would we recommend as like a little starter thing for?
First and foremost, everybody should be drinking Aloevera. No matter what it is that you feel, or what you need support with, or what you need, you know, whether it's energy, sleeping better, better skin, better hair, better digestion, better immune, anything. Everybody, you know, first and foremost be the aloe vera gel, and then we've got over 200 products within our range, and they're not all just supplements. We've got stuff you brush your teeth, you wash your hair.
Well, I've tried the toothpaste. My daughter loved it. From our little, we all got a little goodie bag when we were at the Wonder Woman event, and in there I've been, because it's mint and she loves the flavour.
It's mint, but it's not mild, it's not heavy, and
not heavy enough that I was quite happy for her to be using it. And she's 5.
Our children absolutely love it, and you know, heaven forbid we run out of it, because they're like, well, what is this? Is this regular toothpaste
it's
that
really
we have
strong,
to use? And it literally leaves your teeth squeaky clean all day. That's my favourite thing. Obviously it's good for brightening and all the rest of it, and I have lots of people that buy it for the brightening aspect, but it literally keeps your teeth squeaky clean all day. I absolutely love it. But yeah, you can just contact me, and I will be able to help you with any queries that you've got, if it's something that you fancy doing, or even if you're just curious and want to find out a little bit more.
We can set some links up, and I'll do that when I get home, because we're out and about at the moment. So thank you for joining us, and thank Faye for coming.
Thanks ever so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Anyway, and have a fabulous day. What are you doing today for your wellness? Just make sure you take moments for you, and love and blessings, love and light from us both here at Authentic Me. And I'm Teresa. This is Faye Hunt, and have a fabulous day.
Have a lovely day.